Well, look at that. KA24 on the floor. Like no one's ever seen one of these things before. uh, just got done taking that out of my buddy's S13 from that last video I posted. It wasn't really exciting, so I didn't take any video of it. Didn't really want to flood YouTube with more of that stuff that everyone's seen a million times. But anyways, had a slight change of plans, I think. I forget exactly what I said in that video a couple days ago, or a couple videos ago, going over everything. And I had this Fairlane here I was going to work on, and I had a drift project. Well, I decided to do the Fairlane before the drift project because the Fairlane is probably going to be, well, it will be a lot less work just putting an LS in this thing than that full custom drift car build. So I wanted to get this thing on the road with something more reliable, more power, so I can drive it every day and enjoy it. So I'm gonna do this first. Then once this is done, I'll worry about that drift car. So hopefully today I can get the engine and transmission out. There it is. So we'll see how that goes. I also want to, hopefully today, take the carpet out of here, the front carpet. So there's, right here is like the back half, and there's the front half. I got to take the front half out because I got to cut a hole up in there for the 5-speed shifter. So I want to get that carpet out of here. I also am going to relocate this aftermarket nice radio up into the factory position. I still need to figure out how to even remove this factory radio. Hopefully it's easier than I think. I don't know, we'll see. But I want to get this radio up out of the way. I don't like it hanging there because it looks obviously aftermarket, and I want just more room for my shifter stick down here when I get to that. This little fuel level gauge can come out. I actually wound up fixing the dash fuel level gauge. I mean, it's not on right now because the car's not on, but I wound up fixing it so that works. So I can remove this, so that's one less gauge I got to worry about. Yeah, so hopefully I can get the engine and trans and front carpet out of this thing today. And depending on what time it is when I do that, if I get to that point today, and how I feel, maybe I'll do some more work. I don't know. On these old Fairlanes, I don't know how well you can see it. Let me grab a light real quick. I got this cool Nebo Slide King. It's pretty awesome. Anyways, it's really bright. So anyways, where's a good angle? So the strut tower kind of comes out into the engine bay, and if you can see, there's the edge of the frame rail, the strut tower, I don't know, sheet metal, whatever, kind of like juts out into the bay and then comes up and is just way out there. So it's very common to, let me put this down, it's very common to cut out all this sheet metal and get it kind of even with the frame rail down there, and that way you have a lot more room on each side of the engine bay for a bigger motor or whatever. It was kind of hard finding some information on LS swaps with this particular chassis, with this 64. There was maybe one or two I could find in my limited amount of searching, but yeah, hopefully I'll be all right with exhaust manifolds. That's probably going to be my biggest concern with this swap. So I know Hooker makes a set of very, very block huggy manifolds, but I'll see if I need those or not. Hopefully I can get away with some cheaper ones, but we'll see. All right, I'm going to get to work, and I don't know if I'll make one whole video of this whole swap all in one. I might do it in parts, see what happens. That's probably what I'll do. So if you're interested, just stay on the lookout. All right, cool. All right, so I got the engine and transmission out of the Fairlane. It's going pretty good so far, I guess, I'd say. So here it is over here. Pretty basic setup, you know, nothing special. I started just kind of taking a few other things off in here. There was like the shift linkage down in there. I took that off. Motor mounts I took off. There was like a brace going between here. I took that off just to make it easier to get this motor out and get the new one in. If it'll fit on there, I'll put it back because, you know, more structural rigidity is awesome. But the other thing I did was, you know, since I'm converting to manual transmission, I need a clutch, right? And I like hydraulic clutches, so I've got this clutch master cylinder right here that I'd like to use. I kind of drilled a hole in there. You can see where it's going through the firewall. It doesn't fit right now. I need to drill it bigger later, but it's going to go right next to the brake master cylinder like this. There's a decent amount of room, you know, nothing's going to touch or anything, but whatever. I actually put these banjo fittings on this brake master cylinder, you know, on already because I knew I was going to need the room for this clutch. And actually this clutch master cylinder is the same one I'm using in that 69 Patrol. It's like a CJ5 clutch master cylinder. So it's funny because, you know, you can buy a Willwood clutch master cylinder for 60 or 70 bucks now, and it's, you know, like I think a three-quarter piston Willwood, and this is basically the same thing technically speaking, because the distance between these holes here is 2 1/4 inch. This is a 1.5 inch hole. This is, I want to say 3/8 24. It's whatever the same as a Willwood is, and it's a 3/4 bore. It's either 3/4 or 7/8, but either way, I think you can get these for 20 or 25 bucks on Rock Auto. The only thing you have to do is play with the rod here, but I think they're pretty interchangeable, generally speaking. So what I'm going to do to mount this nice and solid is I took off the brake master cylinder. It's just 2 bolts back in there. Let me see. There's one right there and one on the other side. So I took this off. It's pretty simple. I designed a bracket, and it's going to bolt behind the master cylinder, and then unfortunately you can kind of see it. The firewall is not flat right here. It's like flat, and then it ridges up, and then it's flat again. I think it's about 0.7 inches difference. So what I did was I designed some brackets. We'll go over here to the computer. I designed some brackets. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. This is right here where the brake master cylinder will mount to. And then this is where the clutch master cylinder will mount to. And once I get it on the car, I can drill a hole somewhere over here and mount it in another spot on that part of the firewall. So it'll be held on there real nice and tight. And right now I have this modeled at 1/8 inch steel. I think that should be fine. I can probably get away with 093 or something too, but yeah, I just did this up real quick. All I have to do is send the files to the sheet metal shop and have them cut it out. So we are rolling. We're rolling, and I can't wait to get this thing really rolling. All right, stay tuned.